Can't resist the urge to talk about this. It's diabolical and just an abomination to what they deem justice here. It's a story out of San Francisco about an 80-year-old woman who was driving 70 in a residential area. She was zooming, reaching ridiculous speeds, like she was trying to travel back in time or something in the DeLorean, going 70 miles per hour, crashes into a bus stop, killing an entire family of 4 who were on their way to the zoo. And she's not going to prison for this. Her defense? I don't know what happened. Car just took off. And I guess that was enough.
We learned the victims, Diego and Matilda, were celebrating their wedding anniversary and were headed to the San Francisco Zoo with their 2 young children before they were killed. They were waiting at the bus stop when 80-year-old Mary Fong Lau crashed into them. Matilda's mom, brother, and Diego's sister spoke to the judge about the pain and trauma they have endured and described Lau's request to reduce the felony charges to misdemeanors as insulting.
It is insulting. It's despicable. The gall to even put forth this notion of reducing these charges to misdemeanors, that's unthinkable. The fucking shamelessness here is, it's sickening. She massacred a family of 4, blasting through a bus stop at 70 miles per hour without even an attempt to hit the brakes or swerve or honk the horn. What? And then she's saying she doesn't know what happened? Like, what? Did she hit a fucking banana peel like it's Mario Kart and just lost control or something? This is craziness. And the news segment I'm showing you is a little older. The most recent update, even though the judge did deny that request, ultimately what happened is she's getting a few years probation and is banned from driving. She's not going to prison or anything. And also, on top of that, she's also being accused of hiding millions in real estate assets because she's also facing a wrongful death lawsuit from the family. So, according to the information here, she fraudulently transferred her ownership of 2 San Francisco homes in a commercial building to Nevada-based LLC corporations in August, which was not permissible under state law to transfer the property while facing the wrongful death lawsuit. This new lawsuit exposes an intentional scheme by Ms. Lau to place assets beyond the reach of grieving families seeking justice, showing an unwillingness by Ms. Lau to take accountability for her actions, the attorney for the victim's family stated. Lau's attorney, Seth, said his client reorganized her property holdings because she was advised to do so after meeting with legal, financial, medical, and mental health consultants after the crash. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. Listen, Miss Lau, I know this is a very traumatic period for you. You're the real victim here in all of this, and I think it's important for the healing process for you to hide all of your multi-million-dollar assets right now. It's going to make you feel a lot better, trust me. It's horseradish. This is just very clear baloney here. She is trying to hide those assets so that way they cannot get them. She is very wealthy. She is very wealthy. And this feels like a case of her being so wealthy that she's above the law. She killed a family of 4 with her dangerous, carefree driving, hitting a bus stop at 70 miles per hour in a residential zone.
Lau's attorney asked the judge to consider her clean record and the fact that her husband died in a vehicle crash when she was 25 years old, becoming a widow with 3 children. But the judge denied that request.
Judge, listen, there may be 4 corpses right there, 2 of which very young children. That's bad stuff. Big thumbs down moment, I get that. But have you considered that this is the first time I've done that? Can we put that into the equation here? What do you think? Oh, also, here's something entirely unrelated about a tragedy that I've experienced, back at 25 years old with my husband. Can we consider that as well? Like, that has nothing to fucking do with any of this. You killed a family of 4. It doesn't matter what's happened previously to that. There needs to be punishment there. There needs to be justice for the family. It's such a slimy, weaselly tactic. And then she goes a step above that by hiding multi-million-dollar assets so that way the grieving family can't get their paws on it, so that way it can be protected from them, so that way she never faces any real punishment. A few years probation and she can't drive anymore. That's justice?
In the courtroom, the victim's family members questioned why Lau didn't hit the brakes or honk as she sped 70 miles an hour in the residential area where she crashed into this family. Lau's attorney said she was headed to her brother's house to take him soup and couldn't explain why the vehicle, quote, took off.
Oh, I see. It's like that scene in that Fast and Furious movie where they hacked the cars and just fucking took control, assumed direct command of the vehicle, and forced it to go 70 miles per hour in a residential zone, and then crashed into the bus stop, killing a family of 4. This is actually her defense, by the way. She doesn't know how it happened. Oh, geez. Well, if she doesn't know how it happened, what are we supposed to do about it? How are we supposed to know what really went on here? You know, maybe it wasn't even her fault. Maybe this was like in Mario 64, that speedrunning phenomenon where a potential cosmic ray flipped a bit and caused that, you know, one-time glitch to occur. Maybe that's what happened to her vehicle with the sun phenomenon forcing it to go 70 miles per hour out of nowhere. You know, if she doesn't know what happened, then what are we supposed to do about it? You know, this is such a strong defense. You know, we're powerless here. The real justice is making sure, you know, she gets 3 years probation and the grieving family gets nothing.
That if I was putting myself in that place, I would never take this case to trial. I don't think a jury's going to respond to an explanation that I don't know what happened, so I killed 4 people.
Huh. It almost sounds silly when you put it that way. The defense of, I don't know what happened, now 4 people are dead. Can I go home now? It's almost like that's fucking stupid. And yet, it's worked. I guess she had enough money where anything would work, so now she just gets off with the tiniest slap on the wrist imaginable. The Superior Court judge in the case indicated Lau will likely get probation and no prison time after factoring in her age, remorse, and lack of criminal history. The judge said she would likely serve 2 to 3 years probation and be banned from driving. James, the attorney of the victim's relatives, said they were appalled at this development in the crash where a single family, including 2 children ages 2 and under, were killed, saying, a no-contest plea avoids the moral accountability that this case demands. Yeah, I agree. That is avoiding the accountability this case demands. Also, factor in her hiding assets worth millions of dollars for the sole purpose of trying to protect them from a family that is suing her for the wrongful death of an entire family of 4 that she has killed. It's actual craziness to me. It's actual craziness to me. So you factored in her age and remorse, which, by the way, I don't really buy the whole remorse thing. Someone that's that remorseful, probably not immediately looking to hide multi-million-dollar assets off rip. That's just my hunch, right? That's how I feel. Like, if you're really remorseful, you're probably not immediately then bouncing to put your fucking real estate and properties into LLC shell companies. I would think, but you know, who am I to say? As for the age statement here, her being elderly, I think the attorney said it well. He argued that if the defendant gets away with probation without prison time, that it would send a concerning message to the public that an older driver can get away with killing a family in a car crash and simply get a slap on the wrist. Age cannot become a shield against meaningful consequences when the conduct constitutes gross negligence and results in catastrophic loss. I agree 100%. That's a big amen moment from me right there. Just because she's a fucking octogenarian doesn't mean that all of a sudden she can get away with killing a family of 4 with no consequences. How does that make sense? So once you reach a certain age, you're just immune to consequence because you're just already old? What the fuck? Lau's family had urged the court for home detention and meaningful community and service as the punishment that fits the crime here. You know, the crime of slaying an entire family of 4 through your reckless driving? That's what they thought justice looked like. The meaningful community service, by the way, I'm sure would be very, you know, tough stuff. You know, picking up trash on the side of the road. But I'm sure, given her age, she's 80 years old, it probably wouldn't be that much. Maybe like 1 or 2 Twix wrappers and then call it a day. I mean, that's a hard day's work right there, and that's really setting her on the straight and narrow. That's really letting her think about what's happened here. It's just insanity. It's actual insanity. She killed an entire family of 4. She has no real defense of it. It was reckless driving, going 70 miles per hour in a residential zone, hitting a bus stop with not even an attempt to brake or avoid it, or even honk, which says to me that she was truly not paying any attention at all. She was extremely zoned out, maybe on her phone, maybe preoccupied with something else, I don't know. But it is reckless driving, and it led to the death of an entire family. And then she goes and then she hides multi-million-dollar assets in order to try and protect those, it seems, and she is getting away with it. No real consequence. How is that justice? It's fucking absurd, man. It's insanity. I had to yap about this once I learned about it. It just blows my mind. Anyway, though, that's really about it. See ya.